Good morning, America. Happy Thursday to all of you. I'm Vanessa Broussard. We start with a major development this morning. The House Oversight Committee has voted to advance contempt of Congress charges against Bill and Hillary Clinton. The move comes after the Clintons failed to comply with subpoenas related to the committee's investigation of the Epstein files. Here's more from inside that meeting.
Pursuant to this vote, the committee hereby favorably reports and adopts this report recommending that the House of Representatives find William J. Clinton in contempt of Congress for refusal to comply with a subpoena duly issued by this committee. We will move to the report to the full House. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid upon the table.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to House Rule 9, Clause 2.1, I just ask that members have the requisite 2 days to file with the clerk of the committee supplemental, additional, and minority and dissenting views.
Without objection.
Thank you.
Without objection. The question is now on favorably reporting the Hillary R. Clinton contempt report as amended. Members will record their votes using the electronic voting system. The clerk will now open the vote on the Hillary R. Clinton contempt report. Have all members been recorded who wish to be recorded? Does any member wish to change their vote? Seeing none, the clerk will close the vote and report the vote total.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 28, the nays are 15, with 1 voting present.
The ayes have it. Pursuant to this vote, the committee hereby favorably reports and adopts this report recommending that the House of Representatives find Hillary R. Clinton in contempt of Congress for refusal to comply with a subpoena duly issued by this committee. We will move the report to the full House. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
And there you have it. Right outside the door, our Allison Steinberg was there, and she had this question for Comer.
What specific steps will oversight Republicans take to ensure that the Clintons are not treated differently than others who have been held in contempt of Congress, like Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro?
Well, the process will be once it goes on the full House floor, and I expect a lot of Democrats to vote on this on the floor. And then it'll be delivered to the Department of Justice, and I think that question then can be asked to the Attorney General.
And that contempt resolution now heads to the full House for a vote where it could ultimately lead to a referral to the Justice Department. And in related news, Attorney General Pam Bondi will appear in front of the Judiciary Committee next month in February and will ask and be asked about the Epstein files. Ghislaine Maxwell is also scheduled to testify before the House Oversight Committee as well next month. We're told Maxwell has agreed, but that she will plead the fifth on all questions. And here's what some of you are saying on the internet this morning about the Clintons. Taking a look at some of your comments. Cousin It says this in regards to the House now voting. They say that would imply that the rhinos would do their jobs. At best, they'll run the clock. Yes, I agree. We'll see how long it takes. It should move fast, but you never know once it gets to the House. Myersa 7575 says contempt of Congress is nothing but a slap on the wrist after it passes the House, and then the DOJ would actually have to charge them, wait forever on a trial, and at best it's 1 year in prison. Let a regular person try half of what they did and ask if it's special treatment. And Murky VH says this, the DOJ won't toss it, a DC judge will. The Clintons are untouchable in the District of Corruption with the 95% that is, Democratic jury pool. Why do people fantasize about them going to jail? Thanks for your feedback. There's a lot of talk this morning about the Clintons. Make sure you're following me and LINDELLTV on social media. Join the conversation so you too can be part of the show. Happening today on Capitol Hill, former special counsel Jack Smith is set to testify before Congress. Let's see if he shows up. Smith, who led the Justice Department's investigation into President Trump, will appear before the House Judiciary Committee. He led the investigations on the raid of Mar-a-Lago and the actions surrounding January 6th at the Capitol. Jack Smith will claim the investigations weren't politically motivated. We all know the truth. We'll be watching closely and bring you live updates as the testimony unfolds. Now to President Trump on the world stage and the world as his audience. He gave his speech at the World Economic Forum, walking into a standing ovation and hitting major key points, including the rigged 2020 election.
Thousands of miles away, separated by a giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally a good press. I always say it. Strong borders, strong elections, free, fair elections, and a fair media. The media is terrible. It's very crooked. It's very biased, terrible. But someday it'll straighten out because it's losing all credibility. Think of it, when I went in a landslide, a giant landslide, won all 7 swing states, won the popular vote, won everything, and they only get negative press. That means that it has no credibility. And if they're going to get credibility, they're going to have to be fair. So you need a fair press. But you also need those other elements. And I inherited a terrible, terrible situation. If you look, the border was open, the inflation was raging, everything was bad with the United States when I came into office. But I also inherited a mess with Ukraine and Russia, something that would have never happened. And I know Putin very well. He and I would discuss Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything. I said, Vladimir, you're not doing it. He would never have done it. It was terrible what happened. I could see it happening, too. After I left, I could see it happening. Biden had given Ukraine and
Still on that rigged 2020 election, foreign policy expert Sierra Claire with us now. Sierra, good morning. If you were to grade his speech, what grade would you give the president?
Good morning, Vanessa. I would give that speech an A+. He really nailed so many of the important issues. And from that clip that you just played, you know, I don't think it was the major headline of the speech, but I personally appreciated so much how he called out the importance of having a free and fair press, you know, just as an independent journalist. And he really elevated that to a national stage. So that was one of my favorite parts.
Absolutely. And, you know, I came from mainstream, and there's a reason why I am here now with you on LINDELLTV, because that's what we fight for. We want a fair, honest press, and hopefully we'll get back to those days one day, but it's not looking likely. We're seeing the rise of independent journalism like yourself and these conservative stations and independent stations all over the country because people are just tired of being under the thumb of corporate media. We have seen their lies over and over again. But yes, many hot topics from President Trump. He had a lot to say about NATO as well. Let's take a listen to that and then get your reaction.
I just say this. NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything. We never got anything. We actually took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I felt was always unfair. So I got NATO to pay because they're rich countries. But I think it's time that NATO step up. We're helping them with Ukraine. Without us, I think Putin would have gone all the way. I think we have it. I think that could have been a World War III, if you want to know the truth. If Kamala was elected, or Joe, any one of those, you know, those thinkers, I think you could have ended up in World War III. And I will say Steve Witkoff has been dealing incredibly with. But we're not going to have World War III. We want to get it stopped, but we're not going to have World War III. I think if I wasn't elected, I think that could have evolved into World War III. It was a very, very bad situation. And it still is, but it's not that kind of bad. It's bad because so many young people are being killed.
Your reaction, Sierra, on all of the comments and statements he made yesterday about NATO?
Well, I mean, there's been so much commentary already that's come out, that NATO's not going to survive Trump's term. That's what I heard a lot of. And I mean, do people have ears is my question, because he spent a large part of the speech talking about how he wants to strengthen NATO. And he did share his personal views, even in that clip you just played, talking about how in the past they haven't been very good partners, which is true. um and in another part of the speech he said that he personally hadn't been a fan of NATO for years, but that's his personal opinion, and everything that he's done has shown that he's trying to strengthen NATO, and he's fighting some very difficult people as he's trying to kind of make these changes. And I think that it's interesting because what he's coming from, and you saw him reference it a little bit in that speech with the World War III, is that China and Russia are near peer competitors to NATO at this point in time, whereas maybe in the past, NATO felt like they were very far ahead of pretty much everybody else in terms of military power. And that's just not the case anymore. And so NATO does need to adapt, and that's what Trump is trying to do, and unfortunately it's been kind of a rocky road.
Yeah, and while he was there, because a lot of talk, when we talk about NATO, this new board of peace that he's put together as well, there's some similarities that people are trying to compare the two. What's his plans on this? Is he trying to get everyone away from NATO and join this board of peace? A lot of talk and commentary about that as well. But this week, while he's been there in Switzerland, he also signed officially in front of the world the Board of Peace Charter.
Yes, absolutely. I think that his Board of Peace initiative is such a great example of how he's really prioritizing peace. And as you said, him signing it at Davos and at the WEF, it's interesting because no, what did Joe Biden ever do at the WEF? What did Kamala Harris ever do? Or even Obama, going back to Obama, all these people just treated it like a ski vacation in Switzerland or something. And Trump
Yeah.
actually went there to work, and he got these signatures. And so that's, I think that shows that it can be a productive forum if it's approached right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We have seen lots of world leaders come out and say that they have been asked to join the Board of Peace. Many have accepted. He's even invited the Pope to be on this board, Putin to be on this board. So we'll see how that goes. But that was officially sealed and signed into charter this week in Switzerland. Greenland, still a big topic. President Trump touching on that as well. Let's take a listen.
We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now, after I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today.
Yeah, so while he's been there, he formed the framework, Sierra, of a future deal with respect to Greenland. He posted about that, updating America. There's the post right there about the plans. He says this is going to be great for everyone, the entire Arctic region as well. He says this solution will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. He says, based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. So that's good news as well, Sierra.
It is. And, it just shows again that President Trump has a certain approach, and his approach is to, come in with his most farthest goal, and then he negotiates from there, and he usually ends up getting a pretty good deal. And that's what we saw here with this framework, is people were saying, oh my god, he talked about it in his speech, he wants to own it, he doesn't want to lease it. And people were saying, oh my gosh, this is he's going to take it over. And actually what it turned out to be from the framework, which we hope continues through, is that he's getting total access to Greenland. And so again, you see him kind of doing his art of the deal, and instead of people fear mongering and being panicans, as he likes to call them, it's like, trust the process. And now he's gotten negotiated full access for America.
Yes, trust the process. Don't be a panican. I think about that sometimes, Sierra, actually a lot. Whenever I look at, not every day is a good day on the stock market, of course, but then I think, don't be a panican. And then the next day it always bounces back. We have President Trump at the helm, so we'll be okay. Let's talk about some of the fun moments. Gavin Newsom was there. Look, spotted in the audience. A big uh-oh for him when he thought that he was going to Switzerland to speak, and then that was canceled while he was on the flight to Switzerland. President Trump loving that, I'm sure. So why would Gavin Newsom be there? Doesn't he have a state to run, and so now he wants to be on the world stage when he can't even take care of his own state?
Absolutely, Vanessa. It's exactly what you said. He has created a huge mess in California, and he has no business being anywhere else. But the reason he was there was to go and rub elbows with his globalist friends. You saw him post that picture with Alex Soros. Um, and it's just another example. I mean, he's the one who's, cleaned up San Francisco for the CCP. And so you can kind of see where his loyalties lie, is he can fly off to this Switzerland forum, and he can clean up San Francisco for the CCP, but he can't do anything for his actual constituents here in California. And so one of my big questions is, what kind of financial ties? We probably need to be looking more heavily into that, because he certainly has very little interest in his actual constituents here in California.
You're right. And like you mentioned, rubbing elbows with Alex Soros, it makes you wonder why he was really there. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he also had to take a jab at Gavin Newsom. Take a listen.
That, Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros, and Davos is the perfect place for a man who, when everyone else was on lockdown, when he was having people arrested for going to church, he was having $1,000 a night meals at the French Laundry, and I'm sure the California people won't forget that. And I can tell, my message to Governor Newsom is the Trump administration is coming to California. We are going to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And I was told he was asked to give a speech on his signature policies, but he's not speaking, because what have his economic policies brought? Outward migration from California, a gigantic budget deficit, the largest homeless population in America, and the poor folks in the Palisades who had their homes burned down. He is here hobnobbing with the global elite while his California citizens are still homeless. Shame on him. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
What a statement there from Bessent. I mean, he hit the nail right on the head. Rubbing elbows with his sugar daddy is what he's calling Soros, trying to, get in good with the rich and the famous over there in Switzerland, while his constituents in California are suffering.
Absolutely. I saw somebody was talking about that clip from Bessent, and they said somebody call 911 and report a murder, But no, it was really accurate, everything he said about Newsom, and especially, the part where he talked about being an elitist. And I think that is, something that I hope Californians can see, that Gavin Newsom, regardless of your politics, he's not on your side if you're an average person. He's an elitist through and through.
Yes, he is. And so, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm kind of chuckling because Sierra, he didn't get to make his speech. And so, shame on him. He needs to go back home to California and see about his residents there. But there were a couple of scares, too. I'm ready for President Trump to come home. I believe he's flying home today from Switzerland back to D.C. But takeoff was a little worrisome. This was President Trump taking off to Switzerland the other night, but then Air Force One had to make an emergency landing, come back to Joint Base Andrews. And then this just yesterday, they had to evacuate the building where the World Economic Forum is being held because of a strange odor. So there's been some scares this week when it comes to the WEF, but thankfully everyone is safe and sound. I was a little stressed out the other night when Air Force One was having some issues on the plane, and I was thinking, can he just zoom in or FaceTime in? Does he have to go to Switzerland, Sierra? But he made it safe, and I can't wait for him to be back home on home turf.
Absolutely, Vanessa. Well, to respond to the last part that you said, I was like, oh gosh, couldn't he just do this by Zoom? But I think with President Trump, he does take these international trips very seriously, and he views it as an opportunity to get business done. Some people were commentating that this was a campaign speech for the midterms, what he said at the WF, but I didn't hear that. I don't think he would have gone to Switzerland. That, he could have done a much more effective campaigning here in America. So he went there to do business for the USA, and for whatever reason, he felt it was important for him to be there in person. But it is very concerning, all of these issues, and thank God nothing happened, and hopefully it really was just a technical error. But my first thought when I hear about these things is all of the threats that are on him from all of the places that he's shown strength to, and so therefore don't like him, whether it's Iran or China or North Korea, and all of these governments have issued threats on his life. So, and we have the Secret Service leak that came out recently about J.D. Vance. So we do have some concerns in our government, and I just look forward to all of those people being rooted out and President Trump, being very safe.
Absolutely. God has his hand on him. We've seen it time and time again, and we know that he'll continue to keep watch over President Trump. Sierra, always a pleasure to have you on. Thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Well, President Trump on stage, shaking hands, making deals, and still finding time to post facts on Truth Social. Last night, he warned Americans on the Democrats' game plan. Watch.
The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
President Trump posting facts there last night. That's exactly what we've been telling you all along. That's their plan. Bring in the illegals so they can vote, redistrict because the population grows, and that gives more power for the Democrats. Now to the story of a pro-life activist. We've told you about her before here on LINDELLTV. She was jailed by the Biden administration and pardoned by President Trump. It's the story of Bevelyn B. Williams, a friend of ours here. Bevelyn went to jail for defending the unborn. Now her story has been turned into a movie called Pardon Me. Here's the trailer.
Get your stuff and leave.
This place is where it all began. Shouldn't I talk to Rob?
I don't want to hear about no Rodney, no Rambo. I don't know what his name is.
Bevelyn Beatty? Of everything.
Let's do something about it.
Have fun.
You know what? Let's do something about it.
Please. That's why I don't like you. Keep your mouth shut. Bevelyn, this is all your fault.
10, 9, 8, 7.
One of the names and faces behind the film, Silk. Our Kara Castronova is standing by with Silk at the premiere of Pardon Me.
Hi, Silk. How are you?
Hey, hi. I'm doing great.
So we're live on LINDELLTV, and I was just informing everybody that you are one of the superstars, and we love watching your show every night, and I love coming on your show.
Yes.
And all of the great work that you do. Tell us what your involvement in this film is and what we could expect.
Okay, right now the film is called Pardon Me, the Bevelyn B. Williams story. This movie is a movie that is dear to my heart. And it talks about a young lady, Miss Bevelyn B. Williams herself, who was sentenced to 41 months in prison. She's the first Black woman to be found guilty for violating the FACE Act of 1994. And so this gives her the opportunity to tell her side of the story. And that's what I wanted, because a lot of times the narrative only go one way. We only hear it from one side. So now this gave Bevelyn the opportunity to really say, hey, this is what happened. This is why I was pardoned by President Donald J. Trump. This is the unjust. This is where I came from. So I want the world to see what happened, how it all went down. And to see also how, you hear a lot of people talk about being separated from their family, but how this young lady was separated from her only daughter and her husband, thanks to, I call him Jim Crow Joker. I just don't know how else to say it, okay? All right?
Jim Crow Joe?
Jim Crow Joe. Thanks to,
That would be Sleepy Joe Biden for all of you.
yeah. Thanks to the Biden regime, okay? With the unjust and the way that they did a lot of people just for merely praying, okay, for the unborn. They wanted to lock them up 4 or 5 years. And Bevelyn was given 41 months. But now, thank God for this movie, Pardon Me. And it gives us, once again, the opportunity to hear the truth behind what really happened.
And are you in the movie? I heard you're in the movie.
I am in the movie.
So are you playing yourself?
I am playing myself. I am playing. They wanted me to play somebody else, and then I got there, and they was like, "No, you could just play yourself." So,
Right.
yeah. So I am playing not playing myself, but playing myself in the movie,
Right.
if that's what you want to call it. And so we have some more amazing actors and actresses in this movie. We have Angela White, better known as Black China, Josie Davis, Jason Mitchell, Quentin Rampage Jackson. We have, what's the Peter Pan man name? Give me that paper right there. Give me that. I'm gonna give it to you. Hand it here. I got them all listed here. Go ahead, Dawn.
Did you get to actually work with Black China? How is she to work with?
Oh, well, yes, I did get to work with her. She's amazing to work with. Black China is amazing. We have Erica Hubbard. We have Jeremy Sumter. Oh, no, you can't put that there. We have Jeremy Sumter, Farrah White, Rico Samanini. We have, even my daughter is in this movie.
Wow.
Keisha Troy is in this movie. And Jason Mitchell is in this movie.
Real Hollywood production with the crew.
Hollywood production. Honey, people wasn't sitting there with no cell phone just doing a video. No. This was a Hollywood lights, camera, action.
That's
Light,
exciting.
camera, action. And a lot of people don't know this, but I was so passionate about this movie that I funded the entire movie.
Wow.
I funded the entire movie from the cameraman to the extras to the buildings because people need to understand what happened. They don't get the message whenever only one side is talking about it. But to have the opportunity to show it on big screen, even though major movie theaters have denied it and said no.
Why have major movie theaters denied it?
The thing that we've gotten back is a lot of them are part of the Planned Parenthood. Okay, they're a part of that, and they want to deem this movie out as just being part of abortions. This is about a young woman's story as to how she became an advocate for the unborn.
Can we get it into Sundance or one of the film festivals? We'll try to help.
We probably can. I'm asking for all, if you are a distributor, a promoter, to be able to get this movie into places where it needs to be seen. Hey, I'm right here. You can go to info@watchpardonme.com. info@watchpardonme.com. And if you would like to just rent the movie, I have it available for people to rent the movie at watchpardonme.com.
Great. I'm excited to see it, and we'll see. I mean, I think Amazon maybe could pick it up or something like that, or maybe Netflix.
It's just, can I just be real with you?
Yeah.
It's really a shame that we have everything that's been stagnated by these left-wing tyrants. If you don't float the way they want you to float, or if you go against their narrative, they want to censor you and shut you down. If they were able, hear me out, if they were able to do a movie about a man who kidnapped his victims, okay? After he kidnapped them, he turned around and ate them. They was able to do several movies about that. Why can't we have this movie that talks about a young lady who was sentenced to 41 months in prison, and through her faith, through God being a God of second chances, she's free today to be with her daughter and her husband, thanks to God and President Donald J. Trump for pardoning her. Okay, so it should be distributors everywhere wanting to distribute this movie, and to major theaters all across the world. I'm not just talking about the country.
Right.
I'm talking about all across the world.
I agree. So I'm very excited to watch this, and I will try to help in any way that we can. Maybe President Trump, we could air it at Mar-a-Lago.
That would be amazing. Also, I just want to also say that we had a lot of the different churches that when they found out that the major theaters didn't want to air this particular movie in their theaters, a lot of the churches came together, and they basically turned their sanctuaries into a theater. So if it's anybody out there that want your congregation to see this movie, you could info@watchpardonme.com. Just go there, and we can make this happen, because this is something that the world needs to see.
I agree. And Silk, I'm going to catch up with you right afterwards, and we'll talk about our reactions. I'm very excited to see this, especially your part, Silk, because I'm a great fan. So we're looking forward to it's about to start up, and we'll let you get back to it, and we'll catch up with you afterwards. Thank you.
Incredible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love when Silk says, "Can we be real with you?" Yes, that's what makes Silk so great. Watch her every night here on the network, because she's always real. That's why we love Silk. Go to Watch Pardon Me to see the movie. You can read the story of Bevelyn and learn more about the movie there. Again, it's watchpardonme.com. That's watchpardonme.com. And more to come here this morning. Old Man Winter is showing his force this week. Meteorologist Dana Melanson back today with our weather outlook. Stay with us.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest Made in America sale ever. We just put huge discounts on products made right here in the USA. My Pillow bed pillows, body pillows, go anywhere pillows, bolster pillows, all made with my patented adjustable fill. Mattresses, mattress toppers, mattress pads, adjustable bed frames, mattress foundations, and so much more. All made right here in the USA. And now we're expanding our USA products beyond just quality sleep. Like the cross I wear every day, now available in both men's and women's. We even have USA-made socks. And are you tired of being tired? Try our new health beverage, Rev 7. Or how about my coffee, the greatest coffee ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free. Are you taking advantage of President Trump's golden age? Or what if I told you can just sit back and earn money as President Trump continues to repair our economy and make America energy independent again? I'm talking about oil royalty checks. With the help of the Oxford Club, thousands of Americans have unlocked this secret hack that has put money back in hardworking American pockets. Financial expert and LINDELLTV supporter Mark Lichtenfield has showed me how. It's a way to profit from America's energy production that's been working quietly for decades, even when oil companies were struggling. So go to LindellOilBoom.com to find out how this all works and why it's relevant right now. That's LindellOilBoom.com. Whether it's being a weekend warrior or spending time with your family, feeling your best is the key to doing the things you love. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Nirvanta. It's a natural solution designed to help you stay active and live well naturally. Nirvanta is a topical blend of all natural essential oils like frankincense, myrrh, and a proprietary gold standard plant stock extract. It's perfect for your hands, feet, knees, back, or anywhere else that needs a little extra care. Use Nirvanta proactively as part of your daily maintenance routine, and you're guaranteed you're going to feel the difference. Simply massage Nirvanta in for at least 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day to get the best results. And if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. No questions asked. There's simply no risk and no reason not to try Nirvanta today. Right now, you get 15% off with code Lindell exclusively at NirvantaHealth.com. So stop reaching out for that medicine cabinet. Get Nirvanta instead and experience the difference. Go to NirvantaHealth.com. Use code Lindell to get 15% off today. Nirvanta Health. Live well naturally.
Welcome to the stage, Grammy Award-winning singer and U.S. Army veteran, Milwaukee native, Daniel ERBE, to perform our national anthem.
Daniel!
Oh, say can you see?
Today, we are honored to have on our show Daniel ERBE, a man who graces stages nationwide with his powerful voice. He's performed for some big names. Daniel, good to have you here on the show with us today. Thanks so much for being here. Tell us all about that. How amazing. You have a wonderful voice. I've heard you perform. I see your videos, and that has to just be so heartwarming for you when you're on this stage singing the national anthem.
Well, good morning, Vanessa. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show. Congratulations on your new show. It is quite an honor being on the stage representing the veteran community with my God-given gifts of the singing and performing. Singing the national anthem. I spent 13 years in the military doing that exact same thing, representing the active duty military, singing for millions of people nationwide on thousands of stages. Now, unfortunately, I lost my uniform, but I didn't lose my calling. No, I had to rebuild it. And so during that vaccine mandate period, I did face a decision that challenged my faith and my conscience. And I did choose to step away rather than compromise those values. But by the grace of God, I persevered. Like many veterans, that transition was hard. but I found myself back on the national stage representing the veteran community through the faith and perseverance of entrepreneurship as well, and to be able to allow myself to fully step into whom I was created to be, is to be a representative with my voice and my presence through singing and now speaking, authoring, and coaching speakers.
Yes, and you know, God gave you a voice for a reason. First, thank you for your service. We appreciate you and everything that you've done for our country. And you're continuing to use your passion to spread patriotic love all across America. We know you sing on stages, and you said thousands of stages in your lifetime, but you're also a coach. As you just mentioned, you have taken up entrepreneurship, and you're helping people get on stage and fight their fears and learn how to grasp the crowd and to really just grab their attention when they take the stage. So tell us about your new venture.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, today that looks like coaching TEDx speakers and entrepreneurs and business owners, creating that confidence that they need to be able to not only just communicate their message and their story to the audience, but also to allow the audience to truly feel them. And when the audience feels them, then you have that connection where the audience knows, likes, and trusts you. I also speak with a speaking organization called Liberty Speaks. So I'm represented by Liberty Speaks, and they are a veteran-run speaking agency. And yes, and I continue to perform as well. I just recently performed at Mar-a-Lago for America's Future Gala, the Champions Gala, alongside General Michael Flynn, and I've been invited back in April. So singing, speaking, and serving and giving back. Just like the veteran space always gives back, I found myself giving back with my skills, finding that gap that the entrepreneur and the business owner space has, and filling it with my God-given talents.
Yes, and it's in your heart to continue to do what you do and help people as well. Love that you're performing at Mar-a-Lago. I follow all of your journeys, see your videos, so proud of you. If people want to learn more, because you are helping people take the stage, find their voice, send the message in a clear, concise way, how can they follow you, get in contact with you?
Absolutely. I'm on all social media, Daniel ERBE Official. I have a link tree, Daniel ERBE, where I just share tips and tricks and speaking advice and performing advice. So I'm all over the place. But my main platform is helping and serving those that want to communicate in that professional, concise way. But the way that they want to do it is through feeling rather than through content. It's about the delivery so the audience truly respects you, feels you, just like a professional stage performer does. That's what I've been doing for over 30 years. And so my mantra is speak like a singer.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you're helping people, because I know I've had people, Daniel, tell me that, you know, just getting in front of 20 people is hard for them, and they want to learn how to just get up and again, fight their fears in front of a small crowd, so one day they may be able to go in front of a larger crowd. And so you're helping people do that and tell their message in a great way, positive way. I got to ask you this, because people ask me all the time, Daniel, I've been to Mar-a-Lago, beautiful property. Of course, the pictures and videos never do it justice. What's it like for you to perform there? You said you're going back in the spring. That has to be so amazing to be invited by people just to come perform at Mar-a-Lago. How overwhelming is that?
It definitely was overwhelming. I found myself with all the gold and all the trimmings, and it's absolutely just stunning. But performing poolside, I got to perform for hundreds of people, and some of my favorite Christmas songs, some patriotic songs, and then being with like-minded people. You know, they love the country, they love our Lord and Savior, and I just felt like if I'm able to be there just singing and praising my God, he has taken me through so many challenges, so many pits, but allowing me now to come out, dust myself off, and represent the veteran space with excellence and poise. You know, service doesn't end when the uniform comes off, and the veterans still have so much to give when they're just allowed to be heard.
And you're doing a wonderful job. One more time, give people your website so if they want to contact you, they can.
Sure. I'm on Linktree. It's Daniel ERBE. You can find me all over social media at Daniel ERBE Official.
All right. Can't wait to see you in the future. And I'm going to be looking forward to that performance at Mar-a-Lago and video from that. Congratulations to you, Daniel. Thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thanks for having me, and congratulations to you again.
Thank you, Daniel. And are you ready for the cold weather? I'm not, but it's about to grip much of the nation. Remember the 3 Ps, people, pets, and pipes. Make sure they're all taken care of this weekend. Meteorologist Dana Melanson with us this morning for the latest outlook.
Thanks, Vanessa. Yeah, we're keeping a very close eye on a big winter storm that's posed to cause problems across the continental U.S. coast to coast. Our national satellite imagery now still shows the influx of clouds, a lot of it produced ahead of a frontal boundary that's making its way across the southeast. Currently, again, bringing some rain in for portions of Tennessee, northern Florida. We're also seeing snow provided by not only the boundary, but an upper level low for areas around the Great Lakes. Obviously, we're looking at New England and New York as well. And behind that, we are going to be looking at bitter cold temperatures, very gusty winds as well. The first problem, the accumulation of snow that's going to be felt all the way through Sunday. I mean, you can see some areas that are used to snow, but not this much. Another close to 10 inches of snow through Sunday in areas around New York, Pennsylvania. Ohio's looking at almost 16 inches, 15 inches in Kansas City, and an additional, look at this, in Texas, in the Panhandle, an additional 10 inches possibly of snow through Sunday. Further south, ice is the problem, and we're talking about the Tennessee River Valley, we're talking about southern Arkansas, even areas around southeast Texas, Houston, Dallas, that'll see some significant ice forming on the roads, causing the travel to be extremely, extremely difficult. Right now, it's the calm before the storm, if you will. Even though it's 7 in Minneapolis, it's still only 10 degrees right now in Rapid City. We're expected to get temperatures back up to the lower 50s in Oklahoma City, Atlanta back up to 50, obviously seeing some rain. We'll certainly keep you updated on this winter storm and its potential for your impact right here. Vanessa?
Thanks, Dana. More news headlines when we come back, including DHS releasing a new website showing the criminal illegals being rounded up.
With everybody talking about making America healthy again, I thought today'd be a great day to talk to all my fellow patriots about the importance of making your homes healthy again. Well, we have proudly partnered with airwaterhealing.com and their revolutionary whole home air purification system. The V3 from Air Water Healing does 3,000 square feet of purification. It eliminates dust, mold, viruses, and odors. But here's the part I love. They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer from asthma, allergies, seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3 from airwaterhealing.com today. Use code Lindell for 20% off in savings and free shipping. That's promo code Lindell at airwaterhealing.com. Let's face it, you can't trust Big Pharma. They've already tried to block ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and raise prices on everything from antibiotics to your daily meds. Well, there's good news. All Family Pharmacy is standing up for medical freedom and helping people get the treatments they actually want. My family and I use them all the time. They made it easy and affordable without the runaround. While other pharmacies are jacking up prices, they've actually dropped theirs. Ivermectin now starts at just $2 a capsule. Use my promo code LINDELL10, you get an extra 10% off of that. You need ivermectin, antibiotics, or methylene blue, you name it, they've got it. They make it simple. You fill out a short online form, a licensed doctor reviews it, and your meds ship fast right to your front door. If you want to be prepared and have your medications on hand, this is your new pharmacy. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. Promo code LINDELL10 saves you even more. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell. Promo code LINDELL10. If you want to drop extra pounds, boost energy levels, and reduce swelling in your legs and feet, then this message is for you. Pure Health Research is on a mission to make America healthy again. And two of their best-selling health supplements are leading the way. First is Liver Health Formula. Over 100 million Americans have a sluggish liver that's riddled with fatty deposits. This can kill your metabolism, pile on the pounds, and make you feel tired. Liver Health Formula takes care of that. It supports thriving liver health with special nutrients like artichoke extract and milk thistle. This is one of the easiest ways to slim down and revitalize your energy levels. Next is lymph system support. If you struggle with fluid buildup or swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, this is for you. The natural ingredients in lymph system support help gently flush away extra fluid and toxins out of your body. And right now, for a limited time, you can get 35% off Liver Health Formula and Lymph System Support, along with 50 plus other health supplements that Pure Health Research has to offer. So head over to purehealthresearch.com and use promo code Lindell at checkout. That's purehealthresearch.com, promo code Lindell to save 35% on your order today.
All right, taking a look at Wall Street's opening bell this morning. Love to see the green this early in the morning. The market is cautious, though. There have been some big swings this week, up and down. We're expecting some economic data and earnings news later today, so we'll see how the markets do. But so far, so good. Looking at your news to go as you start your day, Vice President J.D. Vance is speaking in Toledo, Ohio right now, and then he will be heading to Minneapolis, Minnesota later on. The vice president will hold a roundtable in Minneapolis with local leaders and community members focused on restoring law and order in Minnesota, and we all know they need it. The Department of Homeland Security has added a new look to its website, the look of all of the illegals they're rounding up and getting out of here. The worst of the worst being taken off our streets. They have pictures and they have backgrounds of all of these illegals. Go to dhs.gov to see the daily list. And finally, Turning Point Faith has kicked off the Make Heaven Crowded tour. People like Bryce Crawford took the stage last night. There you see him there. Love Bryce. We ran into him at Turning Point's America Fest last month. He stopped by the booth. The first stop was in Los Angeles. Erica Kirk also spoke.
The way that God has carried me is the way that He wants to carry you through your trial, through your life. My cross is mine to carry. You have your own. It's your own cross to bear. One is not better or worse than the other. It's just different. Life is different for all of us, but what we profoundly share in common is that we are all operating within one of the, it's just our world is so broken. Our world is so evil. Our world is so dark, and we're all touched by confusion. We're all touched by disappointment. We're all touched by loss. And we all suffer in different ways that are personal. But what I want to remind you of is that, yeah, this world, you might feel as if it is going to break you, but Jesus already broke himself for us.
Erica's speech is always so powerful. The next stop is tomorrow night in San Diego with Riley Gaines, who will be there. You can go to makeheavencrowdedtour.com to find a city near you. That's makeheavencrowdedtour.com. They will continue to post new cities as the days progress, so be on the lookout. And for all of your news of the day, a reminder to go get your news headlines on LINDELLTV.com. And we leave you today in prayer. Our Bible verse of the day comes from the book of Matthew. Jesus said, "Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." And that'll do it for us here today this morning. For Breaking News 24/7, make sure you're following me on social media, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good day, America.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice, speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including LINDELLTV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. Explore the featured page for quick access to LINDELLTV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country.
We all know what MyPillow has done for quality sleep, and we know what quality sleep does for our health. Well, now we're taking things a step further, introducing our brand new health and wellness line, formulated by a doctor with over 20 years of experience who only uses the highest industry standards. I've known and worked with him for over 13 years, and they're made right here in my home state of Minnesota. We have everything from ashwagandha and apple cider gummies, a liquid joint formula, body and beauty detox kits, liquid complex for heart and brain support, a cold buster all-in-one immune formula, Vibe, the best superfood ever, fish oil omega-3 pills, pro and prebiotics gut health formulas, and so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free. Swollen limbs, joint pain, inflammation, skin aging, and cognitive decline. These are just a few of the awful side effects that you can experience due to poor blood circulation. And popping ibuprofen is not a solution to the pain. It's only temporary relief, and it's only masking the true problem, which is inflammation. Researchers are saying to add this Antarctic super nutrient to your diet. I'm talking about omega-3 fatty acids, but not just any form of omegas. These particular omega-3 fatty acids are sourced from wild-caught krill. Has been shown to support healthy blood pressure, circulation, brain health, as well as reduce inflammation, swelling, and joint pain. For a limited time, you can grab Native Path Antarctic Krill Oil for up to 66% off plus free shipping. Just go to getkrill.com/Lindell right now to get your special offer.
America's founders warned that without knowledge and virtue, no nation can remain free. Yet through the steady infiltration of Marxist ideology, we have been stripped of both, and we are no longer a moral and educated people. To save America, we must spark nothing less than a national renaissance. That's why you need Freedom Talk Magazine, the journal of truth and virtue. We cultivate enlightened thinking and principled living, offering unique insights into the issues and remarkable people defining our world. Sign up today for your free subscription to Freedom Talk Magazine and join the new American Renaissance.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest Made in America sale ever. We just put huge discounts on products made right here in the USA. My Pillow bed pillows, body pillows, go anywhere pillows, bolster pillows, all made with my patented adjustable fill. Mattresses, mattress toppers, mattress pads, adjustable bed frames, mattress foundations, and so much more. All made right here in the USA. And now we're expanding our USA products beyond just quality sleep. Like the cross I wear every day, now available in both men's and women's. We even have USA-made socks. And are you tired of being tired? Try our new health beverage, Rev 7. Or how about my coffee, the greatest coffee ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely.